almost a year ago now when we were all just itty-bitty critters searching around for any scrap of evidence about Ruidus, I asked all of you what your theories were about the moon. So, lots of spoilers ahead, but this was around about the time when Imogen and Aurum saw the city on the moon. So let's take a look back at all of those theories and see if any of them came true. Gabe and
aliens
Carl
on the moon.
point out that we have been getting a lot of alien vibes this campaign. The description of the Nightmare King, especially like the face and the elongated limbs, felt very much like that weird like kind of bug alien that you see in lots of classic sci-fi movies. And there were also those cocoons in the Shade Mother's Den, very reminiscent of the movie Alien. In fact, Travis actually points this out at one point in an episode.
In portions of the wall.
Oh.
Totally aliens.
Oh no, sorry for the choppiness, my computer hates me. Why didn't you just re-record it on Jared's computer, Luna?
And then we have Imogen.
This was the very first of videos I watched. Oh, that's awesome!
In a red storm that we now know is on the surface of the moon.
Oh my
Ruidus.
god, I'm talking so slowly.
Therefore, there are humanoids on the moon? Maybe the attacks are on people who are getting too close to the truth. Like
that
a
is true.
fantasy version of Men in Black.
The attacks are happening on people who are getting too close to the truth. We did it! We did it, gang. I just realized I have the exact same hairstyle today as I did in this video as well. Aliens, totally aliens. Okay, so the idea of this is that like there are that the Nightmare King and stuff was related to the aliens. I don't think that that's true. That's just Shadowfell nonsense. That's not like alien stuff, but there is aliens on the moon because there's a city on the moon, and the people who are getting too close to the truth are getting offed. So like that was true.
Astani also mentioned visitors from strange, far-off realms. When we think about realms for D&D, usually we think about the different realms and planes, the Feywild, the Nine Hells, the Astral Sea.
The Nine Hills.
But it could just be literally a far-off realm in that it is really far away because it's in space. Isaiah believes that Ruidus was once an alien research facility, quoting Arthur C. Clarke that technology beyond a certain level is indistinguishable from magic. Now we know in Exandria that there have been developments in technology. Percy developed guns and those are being developed. There's a lot of There's a lot of engineering and tinkering happening in the city of Huppadoot. We know that there have been experiments with the Luxon beacons. And of course, Aor in Campaign 2 was full of strange, advanced magical technology.
So we're kind of on the right track about like there being weird technology. Well, there's a city there, so I imagine there's probably going to be some weird stuff.
That Ira, the Nightmare King,
have to
was using to conduct
wait and see
some kind of experiment. Isaiah believes that there is technology on Ruidus used for harnessing the power of the mind and turning that power into manifested energy. The red storms could be a result of some kind of cataclysmic explosion of that energy, or it getting out of control and overloading the surface of the moon. But that's not all. They also theorize that Aor might be a ejected part of Ruidus, like an escape pod.
I don't think that one's true.
I love it.
I don't know if we can count Ruidus as being an ejected part of the moon, since we now know that the moon is made from like an ejected part of Exandria. Let's continue.
KT also asks, if a wizard can look through an arcane telescope at the surface of the moon, could they not use the teleport spell to teleport to the surface of the moon?
Good. Look at my face. That's a great idea. I'd forgotten about that idea. A wizard being able to teleport to the moon if they looked at the telescope. 1,000 miles is the range, is that right? How far away is the moon? Hey Siri, how far away is the moon?
The average distance between Earth and the moon is 238,856 miles.
Okay, so close. So quite a lot more than 1,000. That's pretty funny. Oh, it's not specified as 1,000 miles from D&D Beyond? D&D Begone? Well, that's good.
To indulge this a little, let's pull up the teleport spell and have a look at it.
I'm going to pull it up.
This spell instantly transports you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range to a destination you select. The destination you choose must be known to you and it must be on the same plane of existence as you. Your familiarity with the destination determines whether you arrived there successfully.
So, hold on. I'll just set off captions for a sec so we can see. So, What do we think? If you had viewed Ruidus once through a telescope, I suppose that would be viewed once, right? So you would only have a 25% chance of arriving safely. So, but also like a similar area or off target. Like what does that mean in terms of teleporting onto another celestial body? Does that just mean you end up on a different part of the planet than you thought, or do you just end up out in space? Sure, Plane Rider Rin could get there. Yes, that's true. Plane Rider Rin can do anything because Plane Rider Rin is amazing and is my new favorite NPC. Wild Space has air, right? Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how Exandria handles that, because basically in like Spelljammer stuff, like there is like creatures have like air bubbles around them, and like meteors and stuff have air bubbles around them so that you can travel through space and like not die. But I'm curious to know if Exandria lore will follow that, or if Matt will have something else in mind. All right, let's continue.
Familiarity with the destination determines whether you arrived there successfully. Now, I guess it would be a tricky job for a DM to determine exactly how familiar you would be with a location that you've only seen through a telescope. But hey, if a wizard did want to take the chance of maybe sending themselves into space just trying to get to the surface of the moon, why not? Of course, there is the issue of like breathing once you arrive on
I got
moon,
so many
but
comments about
this. Is also a fantasy
Everyone's
world.
like,
We
you
have no
can breathe
idea
in
how
D&D,
space works
you
in
don't
this
need
world.
air.
Plus, there
And I'm
are
like,
some
all right, well, we don't
creatures
actually know that for Exandria,
who would
but
be
fine.
without air, without oxygen. And these are Aeomatons, which are basically Critical Role's answer to Warforged. They don't need to breathe. So maybe some Aeomatons could teleport there and then
Hey,
report
Bucky with
back
the
their
good hair.
findings. I'm sure there are other issues with being
That's
on
a
the
great
moon, like
username. Thank you for the
radiation and
follow.
all that, but you know,
That's good.
yeah.
Bucky
All
with the
Bells
good
Hells
hair.
need to do is meet up with Caleb and Essek and bam, teleportation trip to the moon. This
Alright,
one
Ruidus
comes from
equals
Slow
Hadar.
Flow, Luke, and Siberius. Hadar.
Slow flow. Okay.
Hadar? Hadar. I think I'm going to go with Hadar. Hadar, also known as the Dark Hunger, is from the Forgotten Realms, one of the settings of Dungeons & Dragons. And it's an elder elemental evil that takes the shape of a crimson star in the night sky. It doesn't have a fixed location, it just...
I mean, this is pretty spot on, right? If Hadar is like an elemental evil, that's kind of what we're looking at with Predathos, right?
moves around, it appears where it wants
Well,
to.
I mean, it's not
Very
it's spot on,
similar
but it's
to
like
Ruidus.
flavored.
Hadar is a dying elemental evil and influences and sends agents to try and stop its demise. It's from the Far Realm, which is a realm of madness. It's the realm where aberrations come from. Aberration is a particular kind of monster in the D&D world, and also is connected to the aberrant mind sorcerer subclass.
Ooh, look at me making these connections. Yeah, there's some pretty it's pretty close.
Arms of Hadar, and Matt talked about on Four-Sided Dive recently that they wanted
You
to
don't
use
really
those
need to
spells,
see
but
my
they wanted
face,
to
just
kind of
see
reflavor them and reskin them for Laura's wishes for Imogen. Maybe this vision included Ruidus. Ruidus is Hadar, where she's getting all of her funky aberrant mind
These
powers
captions
from.
are so
I
bad.
think these similarities should not be downplayed, and we're going to keep a close eye on them. James Webb also points out that Duggar and
James.
Lady
James been a long
Emoth
time coming
and
through.
the Shade Mother could very well be aberrations and could be linked to the attackers that melted away into grey sludge. We also learned
I don't
in
think we've
Call
seen
of
that
the
play out,
Netherdeep
have we?
that a cancerous incursion was seeping into the realm, and the gods, this was long before the calamity, this power was crystallized and contained into the form of Ruidus. This incursion of power could have come from the Far Realm. There have been a lot of theories that Ruidus could be the remnants of an ancient and dead or dying god. So similar to the Hadar theory, but not necessarily.
That's pretty spot on as well. You know, not necessarily a dying or a dead god, but it certainly is the remnants of a god.
Heli believes that the assassins are part of a secret alien cult, drawing power from the moon and killing those who get too close to the truth.
Yes, that was true. We got that. I love how Jared is just hearing my side of this. He's not hearing the video at all. We totally got that right. That the assassins are part of a moon cult who are killing people who get too close to the truth. Guys, we are psychic. We have the power of prophecy right now. Do you know, I actually had someone, I'm not sure if they're here in the chat, because it's a regular, but I can't remember which regular, basically who said, I think I'm going to have to stop watching your videos because you and your commenters get the predictions correct too often, and I feel like it's ruining my enjoyment of the show, which I totally understand, because sometimes I just like to go into something completely fresh. I guess that's the power of like the hive mind, right? And I think sometimes I got to remember that too about watching Critical Role, because I've seen sometimes, you know, like on Reddit or whatever, people will be like, oh my God, how did the party not see like X, Y, and Z that was happening? But there are only like 7 people who are theorizing about stuff, whereas we are like thousands of people putting forward ideas and like ruminating on them and thinking about them. So we have like this collective intellectual power, you know, that like the cast are not going to have the same access to.
Awaken the sleeping
What?
god within Ruidus.
Quaxley's evolving.
And
Wait, everyone! Alert! Quaxley's evolving. We can't really see it on the screen. can't put it in the
fascinating all those who stand in their way. They
Oh my
point
god.
Oh my God! What is that guy?
Quaxwell.
Quaxwell. That's what he's evolved into.
That little bull.
out that the moon's influence seems to be getting stronger and getting more frequent,
Yes,
which could
that's
point
true.
to the assassins
Frequent.
getting closer and closer to achieving their goal.
Yes.
Whatever that nefarious goal might be. I mean, we assume it's nefarious. It could also be good in their eyes, you know, like for the greater good.
Well, I guess
These
they did
alien
think that,
worshippers
actually,
could be
because
granted-
they do want to do it for the greater good. They believe that getting rid of the gods is like releasing the shackles of the peoples of Exandria. So, like, they think it's good. It's definitely not good, though.
powers that could help them do
Might be
spells
good.
like
It
the
might be, I don't know.
simulacrum spell to make all of these expendable assassins. Keyleth, as a moon druid, could also be high on their list of threats because maybe she has uncovered some information, or perhaps
still
just
don't really
because
know
she's
why
so
they're in
powerful and
Zephyra.
she has a lot of powerful friends that she could stop them before they were successful, so they're trying to take her out.
Yeah, so we still don't know about Zephyr and Keyleth. We don't know why they went after Keyleth, or if they were even going after Keyleth at all. It's a pretty popular theory that they were actually going after Orym's husband. So, yeah, so we don't really have any news about that at all. It's like, Liam got that whisper last episode, and I was like, God damn it, I want a whisper cam. I want a whisper cam. It makes sense that they succeeded in Zephyr, that's why they haven't attacked again. Exactly, Legion. That's what I think as well. Like, surely they would attack again. It's been 7 years. Like, surely. There's been any focus on Fern being Ruidus born? No, I think Fern being Ruidus born, the entire point of that was to A, set up that there were Ruidus shenanigans happening in the Feywild, and B, show the difference between a regular Ruidus born and an exultant Ruidus born. Because I think having Fern just be like, you know, she's not super duper, she's not really like touched by Ruidus in the same way that Imogen is. I think those two things set up the fact that like the exultants are more rare and more powerful. I think maybe that's kind of the purpose behind that little reveal, because because Ashley didn't know that about her character, so it's something that Matt chose to do. So at least I don't think she did. I think she said that in a 4-sided dive, right? That she didn't know.
Nope. It's a really fun username. Nope believes that Ruidus is,
That is a fun
eating
username.
souls, which is why Imogen saw the Loomis twins
Ruidus
and
is eating
Bertrand
souls?
Bell in her vision. Ruidus could be using the energy from these souls to power up and to come out of its slumber, ready to unleash its alien influence upon the world again. Kyle adds to this, believing that people who are having these red storm dreams are actually astral projecting to the surface of the moon.
Oh, that's
and that when a
interesting too.
Ruidus born dies, their soul becomes a part of Ruidus and is what is powering and fueling these storms.
Goth Alexi, thank you so much for gifting 2 subs. Thank you. Oh my gosh, the gift subs have been out of this world today. Thank you, everybody. That's a pretty good prediction that we haven't really seen play out either way. That maybe like Ruidus-born souls are being eaten by the moon and it's using it to like power up. Maybe that's why it's getting like more and more frequent and powerful, because it's like been collecting all these souls for centuries.
Callisto brings up Demid's
Hey.
Sunlash.
Guys, Callisto. This is a theory from Callisto, our mod, mod with the most. Give it up for the mods. All right, but Callisto, let's find out what your theory is. And maybe you don't want to be called out. Let's see.
Who was a researcher in campaign
Right,
2
Demid Sunlash,
studying
yes.
the moons, and who Bo and Caleb dismissed so rudely. It's funny that this campaign, the characters would be all over that researcher if they met him. Sunlash spoke about the belief that Ruidus was created as a weapon by the Betrayer gods.
Ooh.
And Callisto thinks that this weapon is being powered up with souls of Ruidus.
Callisto, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's true.
Be why the assassins stole the Loomis twins' research, because perhaps they had a list of names of people who are Ruidus born.
I mean, that
are
part might
now
still
new targets for these assassins.
that might still
So
hold
what
out.
would this weapon be used for? Callisto thinks it's to destroy the divine gate.
I mean, Callisto, like, it's not 100%, but that's, like, pretty close. Like, to destroy the divine gate, that is essentially what they're doing. They're trying to destroy the divine gate that is around the moon. Killing it. Absolutely killing it.
Free the betrayer gods. Autographed Cat, who is one of the
Another mod.
lovely mods of my Discord server. If you're not in the
What's,
Discord, you
what's
should
their
jump
theory?
in. It's a really fun place to hang out.
It is a really
But
fun place to
Autographed
hang out,
Cat
everybody. You
has
should
this
jump in the
theory
Discord.
That the gods of Exandria didn't create the planet Exandria, that they found it. Taldore Reborn states that the gods came from beyond the ether, new and formless, looking upon this rolling realm.
yeah, we kinda know
they saw
that.
potential for great beauty, great strength, and the chance to learn their own place in creation. So Autographed Cat believes
Oh, this
that
is the
Ruidus
spaceship
isn't
theory.
a moon. It's a vessel. It's the vessel that the gods arrived in.
Autograph
before
Cat has
the
been,
founding, and it's been hanging out
sharing
in
this
orbit
theory
ever
for like a
since.
year. Unfortunately, I think we've seen that not play out. I'm afraid to say. This last theory,
Haunted.
moon's haunted.
Seems legit.
I mean, yeah, it does seem legit.
Well, that is what I have for you. Let me know your favorite theory in the comments below, or if you have one of your own, please share. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
guys,
we are
like and
slowly getting
subscribe.
closer and closer to 10,000 subscribers.
Hey, we
which
just
is
hit 15,000
astronomical.
subscribers.
See what I
Thank
did
you,
there?
everybody.
Thank you so much to my patrons who
Thank
helped
you,
me make this
Paige.
video.
Thank you,
I'll see you all on
patrons.
Friday
There are so
for
many more
Crit Roll
patrons now.
Conspiracies, But
Thank
until then.
Spooky? Do you think I'm spooky?
Do you think I'm spooky? I love that I put a little X-Files clip at the end there. That's so funny. I'm a funny person. That's what funny people say, right? They announce their funniness. I guess that's what comedians do, right? When they're like, I'm funny, buy tickets to my show. That's technically what they're doing. I'm honestly pretty impressed about how accurate some of those predictions were. Of course, new information is being revealed every single episode. Of course, new things are being revealed every episode, and I did film that reaction prior to episode 51, so didn't talk about all of the stuff that happened in that. If you have any updated Ruidus theories, put those in the comments, and maybe like in a year's time, we can look back on those theories and see if any of those were correct. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch if you want to be a part of these kinds of, reaction moments with me. Get more of your Bells Hells fix right here in this latest breakdown episode where I talk about... Bye! So, we are gonna watch this video. Just looking at Jared's butt. Are you literally just gonna sit there?
I love it.